So this is that book, Hydra Splash Sharks, that I've been writing. Damn it, another day passing, some routine, just a different day. Strikes marks on every passing day. Sucks how slow time can really get when you feel trapped in a place. Seems to pass slower and slow at the same time. I had to do things just to let time pass. One of those slow days. Regular days you enjoy, but not one like these. I can't help but wake up with night sweats. It's irritable and sucks to see the same light ceilings behind bars. It's hard enough letting something not bother you. Things pass in a way that leaves us wondering what kind of people we have around us every day or not. It's something worth knowing, 'cause shit's already crazy and weird as it is. We have our ways of checking who someone is, especially if they're new here. We have already known rivals here, so the new ones got to get sorted and situated quick. I remember the one Chino who had things in the middle of things. He would talk to everyone, but they gave him like a pastor title. That's why. We all kind of let him do his thing. He was respected for his testify against yourself speech. He was a real cool about things. He just wanted ties with everyone, for everyone. It was weird when someone wanted a hit on him. Usually it was the government or some small town guy who lost his shit to him talking about truth and consequences. Some Alamogordians, that was it. But it was just the start. He had been slowly growing a lot of us with the SIG is to light one for them and heal the good, but at least say the truth when you exhale. He wanted everyone writing down what they felt to their loved ones who passed away before the big life change everyone was talking about, the new life. This wasn't the new heaven, new earth yet, just prepping for such an event. Shit, this is the whole reason I decided to write about my feelings and my truth. It wasn't easy, but fuck it, I'll try it. I sat in my room writing to my grandma who passed to illness and Alzheimer's disease. What isn't easy, but when he said that we had lawyers in heaven to speak on our behalf, I was hooked. I couldn't let go. The strength to do what was right, even if everyone didn't understand. I liked the vibe the prison was giving. I just wouldn't sit long enough to know what would happen last. I was just right in the middle of it all. It did feel good, but knowing who would be released next would be worth waiting for. 16 days, compa, they tell me. Damn, 16 days. That's crazy. Like getting years, raped or killed. Being with a 17-year-old before her birthday was the time they gave you with sex with a minor. It's not easy knowing what has happened to people due to misunderstandings. I mean, SPM got jailed for a minor in a club like if it was his fault. Like there ain't no Ariana Grande looking ass females out here. It was hard as it is, like no one to back you up. Just a final gravel to your life, a punch ticket to the slammer, with any number they choose. Like God have mercy. These evil and wicked people play with the lives and sanity of others. We have this trapper named Tarantula, who was known for his drugs. He was here on a 15 to 20 year long losing $5 million worth of product. $5 million is a lot on account of how many people don't get paid. It costs to stay out of jail. But getting popped by the feds was already the hardest ordeal there was. He fed a lot of people, and it was in demand due to the economy and habits that ain't easy to break from. Poverty was the real enemy. Poverty started this war. Poverty, information, financial burdens. Why a good time cost so much? It wasn't easy to live happy and compliant at the same time. To compare drugs to anything, I'd say playing with druggies is like taking PTSD pills away from a returning soldier. It's not easy. Withdrawals, trauma, and other variable effects this. But the imagery is the same nonetheless. It's not drugs promotion, it's research needed is all. I mean, if there's a nutrient being knocked off by drugs, the least one could do is restore the nutrient. But a man's decisions should be looked at by life or death situations, not pleasure or pain ones. Meaning that if one chases pleasure, whether good or bad, the pain needed to teach the lesson is the best decision and not the worst. The pain of society is not what we want, but to heal the pain is what is needed. Pain is felt through pain recovery. It's life. But why not find a sensible way of allowing all mindsets to come together? Why the same failures, the same politicians lead to such needs instead of investing on pressure relief? Some shortcuts lead to longer problems, yet they hated Tarantula for his ways. He had a good mind, but the path was wrong to some degree of life struggles that didn't align with others. These things were harder for others than others. But the good thing was that there is hope. Hope that not everyone is wickedly judgmental, not righteous seeking shaming. But you get what I mean. Here in prison, a lot of people think some space out time and let it waste their own way. It's not easy depleting in here. Others live happy lives. We live here wondering who could end this pain, but all at the same time, when can we have our redemption? The smallest portion of redemption is still a yearly reward we all fiend for. That's why it's so serious here. They ask life like life wouldn't respond, but some answers are painful. Imagine that justice didn't involve a rod of discipline. There would be no love. Why not agree on getting what is needed for healing before money is used as an object of power abuse? Money can't buy justice. It don't mix, no matter how you put it. There isn't a price. That makes value, principalities, and morals priceable for wickedness. Truth is just floating information waiting to be solved, but money isn't involved. The way I see it, is death worthy, they say. But what's the rarest, their most poverty intelligent people be like? I ain't rich, but life blessed me educationally. Damn it, they got the added charges on Weddle. Arson, they got him for lighting a prison cig in his cell. Moreno was pissed, but was understanding when they gave him accomplice for his mistake. But he owed him for his work. He couldn't deny him asking even if it wasn't right or not. Wasn't what he wanted, but neither was the charge they took for him. Family isn't what charge you'll take for me, but how we can keep the charges off of us at the minimum of possibilities. But some are reckless. But they try their best to move on from that decision. Malcolm was there for a while and didn't really have too many visitors. Cody was always scared of shit. But he was going through it for his decisions. It was his rumored charges that made him react the way they did. They only ask once, papers. You either sure you got something to say. They let everything be said, but papers are paperwork on your charges. They always check these to see who is actually hiding like no one would know. Malvin was someone who was calm and demeanor. Jacob was always charging the cost. There was instrument players in the block choirs. You could hear them in the room hitting things on tempo. Some sing, some rap. They enjoyed those sessions. Shorty was a badass drummer and singer. He was a mini wolf for sure, even though they said that he was a rat. He was always thinking about Jesus. A lot of inmates already did, but More was happening now than ever before. People telling their testimony with their best friend or family as their angelic lawyer after they testify on themselves. Not in court, unless you're jailed, but in church, on social medias, all the different platforms to clean the closet we pray in. Our mind, our heart, and tongue. We cleaned out judgmental once, or we cleaned out judgment once everyone sees we're a sinner like the next, but free from secrecy and lies. It makes us closer and cleansed us truly to the core. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. I'll still try to write a little bit more on that one, but it's still like him still trying to leave the prison until he gets up on that app with some of his friends. And then, yeah, they start meeting all the girls, going on all the dating and all that kind of shit. So that's going to be later on.